So I'm aware that I'm supposed to be upset about a man fighting a woman. I understand that that's the side that I'm supposed to be on. But I also don't want to be hypocritical, because I came up in that era with like China from the WWF, remember? Or that one singer, Pink, where she was doing all the music videos, doing push-ups and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, all the little girls think they're all hard now. And they start running their mouths on the playground, talking about, I could run faster than you. And then you let them know what's up. I could play basketball better than you. And you let them know what's up. I could throw a football better than you. I was never that good at throwing footballs, but my homie, let them know what's up. And then all of a sudden, I could throw hands better than you. And then you're like, you're about to square up, but then you just had it like drilled in you ever since birth. Like, don't hit girls. You can't hit girls. Dudes can't hit girls. Don't do it. And we never thought at the time about checking their passports, because maybe some of them were dudes. And now that you mention it, the whole passport thing, I can't wrap my beanie around it, because if you're going by the passport to decide if someone is a dude or a lady, what do you do in someone's case like mine? I don't have a passport. Does that mean I'm dead? And it's even more of a inner conflict than that, if I'm gonna be honest with you, because it transcended being a little boy that wanted to let the little girls know what's up, because I became an adult that was seeking out. I wasn't just watching the epic fighting championship videos, those ones with the dudes fighting ladies. I was making content about it. I was saying I want more. I was talking about how I liked the freak show. I was talking about how I wanted to see Jake Paul fighting Oprah Winfrey. I wanted to see Joel Osteen fight Britney Spears. And I've never tried to hide that. I've been telling Marilena since before we got together, I like Chinese food, short to medium length walks on the beach, and I like to watch dudes fighting ladies. Now, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that I like to watch men assault ladies. But what I am saying is, if the lady consents, I'm grabbing popcorn. It's one of those guilty pleasures. It's the same reason why people slow down and they want to watch the car accident. It's the same reason why you laugh when some lady stumbles down the escalator. It's the same reason you laugh when that old dude standing in line next to you accidentally farts. It's something that's not really supposed to happen, and it's not real common and real normal, and you don't get to see it every 10 minutes, but when it happens, it's a little treat. It's kind of like the whole intrusive thoughts thing, where you have these crazy things and you're like, should I act on it? Should I do it? Blah, blah. But you're getting to see someone else live it out. You don't have any consequences. You're getting to live vivaciously through them. But you can't think about it too much, because I already see the wheels turning with some of you. You're thinking, hey, Grandmaster, does that mean that you want to hit a lady? Like, you're having fun watching no, fool. I don't want to fall down an escalator either. I don't want to get in a car accident. I don't want to fart in line next to somebody. It's just an example, fool. And the one thing that does make it complicated, to be fair, something that I do have to address, is it could seem a little bit sneaky, the angle. If it was like a dude in a full-blown beard and he was like, yeah, I'm a dude and I'm gonna fight this lady, then that would be one thing. Now you're in Russia. Now you're watching the epic fighting championship and we're having a good time. But when a dude's coming in saying, I'm a lady, and then it's almost kind of like it's a little bit of trickery, and then you start to feel the blows and you're like, this ain't a lady. And look, I'm not being hateful or nothing like that. It's just a lot of people are coming from the angle like, oh, it's just religious crazy people and Christians. Nah, let's talk about science, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about biology and all the stuff that you wanted to talk about in the past, but that's no longer relevant because you went far outside of the boundaries, and even you don't believe in science anymore. I lost the melody, but you know what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with being a bigot or a hate monger or religion. I'm like the dude from Nacho Libre right now. I believe in science. I'm talking about an XY chromosome. It's ironic because we spent all this time hating on USADA, but all of a sudden it's like, hey, where they at? Because you saw the testosterone, you saw the XY chromosome, you saw the little bolitos, no matter where they're at. They're on the premises. You saw the biology, you saw the science, and you still said, Charlie, look at the passport. And I know I'm supposed to be coming in here and jumping on that narrative. You shouldn't be doing that. That's wrong. And dudes shouldn't be fighting ladies. But nah. Charlie, I'm not going to be doing that white knighting. I never do that. Everybody that's doing that right now, whether you realize it or not, You're straight up white knighting. You're becoming the thing that you always make fun of. And the reason for this is because I don't know if you did your due diligence, but the lady that lost, she wasn't upset and saying, this isn't fair. I worked my whole life for this and I'm fighting a dude and he's too strong. No, she was crying saying, this is historical. This is beautiful. I hope that it goes all the way, continues to win. Even after all this, even after her dream is, she's an industry plant. She has to be an industry plant. This lady that lost, for her to go through what she did, and she's still like, this is a beautiful moment, keep winning. Are you kidding me? You can't feel bad for her. She's a part of the problem. It's crazy, the mental gymnastics, the hurdles, and any other Olympic pun that you could think of that you have to put yourself through in order to justify the crazy. Like back in the day, it was like Archie Bunker style. Girls were girls and men were men. Like back in the day, you could just look at someone and be like, oh, girl, dude, get a haircut, dude. Like it was very simple. And now you're like, hold on, let me check out the testosterone. Let me check out the XY. Let me see the passport. Check. And it's like, why are we playing these games? Imagine if we did that from fight to fight with like the level of testosterone that someone like Adesanya has. Like if we were to be that finicky about like, you know how many women's fights Adesanya would have had to been in? If we think about like Cyborg, how much testosterone, her testosterone's bigger than mine. You're either a dude or a late. That's why my homie Pelon doesn't go clubbing anymore, because it was late. That fool caught feelings and he's like, but bro, look at the passport. I'm like, it doesn't matter, fool. It doesn't matter. And it's complicated. I acknowledge that. It's a sensitive situation. Back in the day, before I met Marilena, I was with this one lady. She had a lot of testosterone, and I remember like she would make me feel real safe. You know, she had like big old forearms, and I just felt like protected. And they're not doing any favors when they're trying to put all this different complicated verbiage on top of it. Because I think at one point they said it's not a dude, it's a cis woman, but it's a man chromosome. So then they're like, okay, it's a cis woman, but man chromosomes. Let's just call him a sissy. And I'm like, whoa. And you have to be careful of what you're going to allow. Because if you start seeing like basic science, basic biology, and just saying, nah, Charlie, we're gonna do something else. What does it say on this thing that you printed out? Like, forget about your DNA and your biology. Could you got Photoshop? What does your passport say? Like, if you start doing stuff like that, if you start allowing a man to like, you know, a biological man, that's not hate language. If you allow a XY dude to say I'm a lady, therefore I could fight women. What if you just let like a Chinese dude say, hey, I'm black now and I'm gonna start saying the N-word? Are we gonna come after that dude? And I'm not trying to just block off everything in this person's life and be like, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't fight, you can't be in the Olympics. Look, I think we can make a compromise, and I brought up something like this before. Let's come up with another kind of Olympics and let all of them fight each other. There's like 2 XY dudes, sissies in the Olympics right now, right? Have them fight each other. I'll watch that all day. I will watch 2 lady dudes fight each other until I'm late for work, homie. I think one of the very best things that could come out of all this, which is the same thing that happened with the whole coronavirus thing, I'll leave that alone for now. I think one of the best things that could come out of this is, now that it's finally at this level on the worldwide stage, I think it's now culminating to a point where people are finally starting to say, yeah, this stuff might be kind of crazy. Now that it's becoming very literal and very tangible, and you're seeing a lady get beat, now it's easier to wrap your head around and be like, we might be going in a negative direction here. And it's like, people don't realize that all this time is like, you've been microdosing on that type of stuff, and it's been infiltrating your media. It's infiltrating your movies and your TV shows and your social media platforms and your music. And it's part of culture, it's part of life. But then when you see it in this, it's like, whoa, that was too big of a hit for me. That was too big of a hit. Somebody laced this one. And it might seem like a bad trip for you, but I'm telling you, that's reality. You're finally seeing it for what it is. You've been taking these little cute baby steps, but you're finally following it out to one of his logical conclusions, and it's like, oh, that don't feel right. And I didn't really plan on even going into this direction, and I'm gonna kind of leave it alone. But a lot of people don't do their research, and they forget that way back when the Olympics started, it was pretty much a whole big, like, rhymes with blowmoflexual situation where the Emperor Nero actually got together with a bunch of dudes, lots of them underage, and they would, you know, get all oiled up, and they were all naked, and no women were allowed, no cameras, no drawings, and they would do stuff like they did the pole vault with no equipment. Like, when you take the Olympics back to its origins, all of this makes sense. And then France, of all places, the reputation that France has had forever, of course it had to go down like this in France. And just like the whole cover up, the whole ninja angle kind of thing, the little sneaker leak kind of thing where the dude's kind of being a woman so that he could fight a lady. Same thing, France, with the French fries. Your greatest export is a farce. They didn't even come from France. What do you got? What do you have to offer? And it's pretty obvious now that the whole opening ceremonies, propaganda fiasco with dudes fighting ladies and everything now was no accident. And they're trying to reverse engineer. Yeah, but Dionysus and the origins of and the Greeks and blah, blah, blah. Everybody knows the whole Last Supper thing is universal. Everybody was going to identify with that. They were going to recognize it. You're obviously setting some kind of stage and context for the things to come. It was no accident. Art imitates life, and life imitates art. You knew exactly what you were doing. You got these dudes over here with the biology to back up the fact that they are dudes, saying that they're ladies because of what something on a piece of paper says, and then fighting actual ladies and beating them up. You got Beyonce over here slowly transforming into a white lady, and then you got Celine Dion singing My Heart Will Go On because the whole thing's going down like the Titanic. The whole thing is a freak show. They're out there in France acting like if it was the island of Dr. Moreau. I apologize, I'm just a little bit emotional right now. And I just want to put this forth to you all. If you have that special lady in your life, it could be your significant other, it could be your daughter, it could be your mom, whoever it is, that lady, just hug her a little bit closer tonight. Just a little bit tighter. Because there's probably a dude out there that's going to say that he's a lady, and he's going to try to knock her out.